All right, guys. So, unfortunately, it looks like Gavin Newsom was unable to be recalled as the voters of California apparently chose to keep the state as a dump in lockdown. Now, let's listen to Larry Elder's speech last night in reaction to the recall election results. Take a look.
The reason we started this campaign is because this man, Governor Gavin Newsom, was sitting up there at the French Laundry restaurant with lobbyists who contributed to his campaign, with the people who drafted the mandates that they were violating by not wearing masks, by not engaging in social distancing, while telling you to do it. Meanwhile, his own kids were enjoying in-person private education. Now, he incurred a $12,000 wine tab. No, I don't know what they ordered, but I bet you it wasn't Mad Dog 2020. More businesses have left California this year. You left too? You're leaving soon? You're leaving soon? Yeah. More businesses have left California so far this year than have left all of last year, and the rate at which people are leaving California is nearly twice the rate that they've left the last 2 or 3 years. There's a magazine called CEO Magazine. You know, I've mentioned that magazine. It's been around for 17 years. 17 years. They've asked CEOs, which is the worst state in which to do business, based upon taxes, based upon spending, based upon the power of the public sector unions, based upon whether or not the state has a pro-business or an anti-business attitude. For 17 consecutive years, California has been determined to be the worst state in which to do business. Now, nobody cares about millionaires and billionaires, to quote Bernie Sanders. Highest state income tax in the nation, 13.3%. There are 40 million people living in California. 1% pay half of the state income taxes, and the state income taxes are the largest source of revenue. 1% account for half of all the state income taxes. So when a millionaire or billionaire leaves California, he or she is taking that massive tax base with them, leaving less money for the things government is supposed to do. Divide by race, we don't divide by gender, we don't divide by sexual orientation, we don't divide by ethnicity, we don't divide by religion, we unite. My opponent referred to this recall as a move to take over California by white supremacists. Do I look like a white supremacist? Now, when you consider, we don't blame, we don't finger point, we don't roll like that. But when you consider we were outspent by a factor of 5, 6, 7 to 1, I wasn't running just against Gavin Newsom. I was running against the left-wing media. I was running against a newspaper, the LA Times, that referred to me as the black face of white supremacy. I'm running against a newspaper that called me everything but a black David Duke. I'm running against a media that serves as a public relations bureau for the left. And we still scared the bejesus out of them. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be asked by all the members of the media, what are you going to do next? What happens after this? Christian, thank you for your love. What happens after all of this? As a former radio host, let me just say this. Stay tuned. God bless you. May God bless California. We got a state to save.
Guys, I love Larry Elder. I really do. That's my guy. Larry is my guy. I would say something else if I wasn't on YouTube. But, you know, again, I don't understand how this man lost. I really don't. Right? I don't understand what these liberal voters are thinking in California. Okay? I really don't. Like, your state is a dump. Businesses are leaving. Okay? Your tax base is leaving. You have homeless people drugged out, taking dumps on the side of the street. Okay? I've seen it for myself. I've been there. There's a lot of trash. It's dirty. You got droughts. You got all types of crazy stuff going on out there. Right? And now on top of that, you're in a lockdown. A lockdown that the elitists that are running the Democrat Party in that state are not following, right? And they do it right in front of your face. They tell you, you're not like us, you peasants. But yet these people chose to keep that in leadership. It blows my mind. I don't understand. It's almost like these people are brainwashed. What the hell do you have to lose? I don't understand. What do you have to lose? It got to be the social issues, man. It got to be stuff like, abortion and stuff like that. It has to be that, right? Because from an economics and freedom standpoint, I mean, Larry Elder was the guy, right? He was your guy. He was the man. So I don't know, man. Maybe this is what they want. Maybe they deserve what they get under dictator Gavin Newsom. Maybe they deserve it. I mean, bruh, let's take a look at the numbers here, okay? I actually do believe that Larry performed pretty well, considering all the circumstances, right? Considering everything that we heard about, before the election, considering the fact that the state is overwhelmingly Democratic, right? I think it's Democratic by like 2-1, okay? So I think he actually performed pretty well, considering that when asked, should Gavin Newsom be recalled, 63.9% of voters said no. Now, keep in mind, it had to be less than 50%, right? So more than 50% of people had to basically say yes. Now, again, in a state that's overwhelmingly Democratic, at the end of the day, again, if they don't realize that Newsom's a bad person, I really don't know what to tell them, right? I don't know what to tell them, right? We have all the stories out there. We have all the evidence. If that's what they want, that's just what they want, okay? But when it came down to the people that basically thought he should be recalled and who should replace him, Larry Elder won overwhelmingly, right? He swept the field, okay? He swept the field with 46.9%. Okay, so obviously, in my opinion, guys, it seems like there is some desire for change in California, right? And I think that, again, like Larry Elder said, we may have lost the battle, but the war is still being fought. And if you listen to Larry Elder at the end of those highlights that I showed you guys, he said, stay tuned. And his speech really, to me, sounded like a campaign speech rather than a concession speech. It sounded like he's probably going to run again next year, right? He said, as a former radio host, stay tuned, okay? Which to me sounds like he sees the results as positive, that moving forward, he has a chance to probably challenge Gavin Newsom again next year. Now, guys, keep in mind, again, everything was stacked against the man. He got into the race late. I would have liked to have seen Larry be in the race a lot sooner than he was, because, guys, he didn't get in until the end of July? That's when he got in, right? Beginning of August, right? And they tried to stop him, right? They tried to stop him from actually getting in. But see, up until that point, guys, there wasn't that much concern about Gavin Newsom being recalled, right? But once Larry Elder stepped into the race, the polls started to tighten, okay? You started to have polls come out showing that, Gavin Newsom might actually be recalled, right? Showing a majority of voters wanting him to be recalled, okay? But see, what happens, guys, is that, once a real challenger came into the arena, somebody like Larry Elder, who was a threat, the mainstream liberal media went all in on the Larry Elder is a black white supremacist thing, okay? And they just ran smear campaign after smear campaign after smear campaign against Larry Elder. Again, remember, the LA Times basically tried to run a headline implying that Larry Elder slapped a woman, even though he was the one that was actually getting attacked. And when you're dealing with that type of stuff in California, a largely liberal state where a mainstream liberal newspaper is just out to get you, it's hard to win, man. It really is. It's hard to overcome that. And I think that him doing as well as he did, right, even though he came into the race late, I think is really a good sign for him moving forward in regards to re-challenging Gavin Newsom, because now he has more than a year to campaign, right? He has more than a year to basically state his case. And I also think it's good because Gavin Newsom having this pressure on him from Larry Elder hopefully it will motivate Gavin Newsom to, not be such authoritarian, right? To do the right thing for the state. Okay. It's going to keep pressure on him. So, from a certain standpoint, like I said, I'm sad that Larry lost, but again, I told you guys, I'm a glass half full type of person. I think that this is a good sign that Larry can be a contender next year doing a race. I expect him to challenge Gavin Newsom again. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but it sounds like he will. And, but hey, up until this point, it seems like the California voters want to keep their state as it is. They want to keep it a dump. They want to keep the lockdowns, right? They don't care about Gavin Newsom's hypocrisy. They don't care about the state being run into the ground by Democrats. So if they want to keep that, that's what they deserve, right? That's what they deserve, right? If that's what they want. What I know is that I basically never will be living in California, okay, as long as it's run by Democrats. So, hey, it don't really bother me all that much. But I do feel for those who do tend to lean, more conservative, more libertarian in California that are suffering under this, right? Which is why, I was really hoping that Larry could pull it out, which, over time maybe could, start a trend to shift California more red. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, the legislature is overwhelmingly Democratic as well, which would have presented problems for Larry, right, running the state. But regardless, I mean, you just need one, right? You just need one person to start a trend, and maybe you go from there. But like I said, man, I'm sad that Larry lost, but I don't think the war is over. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.